Assalamu alaikum. Hello, welcome back to our channel. We are the Muslim Family Adventurers. Today's video is a self-development video that I wanted to share with you guys. But before I get started, it would be greatly appreciated if you can press the subscribe button below. That way you get notifications from our channel grows, and more people can benefit from our adventures, our personal development journey, and just getting better versions of ourselves out there into the world, and expressing ourselves in the most authentic way possible. So we would greatly appreciate it. Please press the subscribe button before I get started. And so today's video I have for you guys is a mindset video that I have that kind of helps to break down what different kind of mindsets are out there, and what you can self-analyze and see where you fit in, or where you'd like to head, in which direction you'd like to head. So the three different mindsets that I wanted to talk today were about having an aimless mindset, having a hustle mindset, and having a harmony mindset. And these are three different categories, and people can go through different, can stay in different portions of these types of mindsets at different times of their life. But the goal is to end up heading towards the harmony mindset, and to never get stuck in the aimless mindset or the hustle mindset for too long, but rather to get into the harmony mindset. So I'll kind of break down what each of these mindsets are, and you know what kind of feelings come with it, and that way, you know, I know that I personally have been in all three, and I'm currently in headed towards the harmony mindset, and I have been, you know, in all three categories, where I then have to do self-evaluation, self-analysis to try to get out of those other two mindsets and head towards harmony. So yeah, my first mindset that I'd like to share with you guys is the cruising aimlessly mindset. Having an aimless mindset is basically not having any goals, not knowing which direction in life you are headed, not taking the time to sit down with yourself, writing down your feelings, writing down your ambitions, your you know, your life goals, and trying to figure out in which direction you are headed towards. Cruising aimlessly and having an aimless mindset is the opposite of the hustle mindset and the harmony mindset. And this is when you have, you know, zero direction of your life. You're essentially living someone else's dream. You're just on cruise control, and kind of just following somebody else's journey, or being a support to someone else, your spouse or your family or your kids, but not getting that support back to you, so that you are able to also focus on your goals and your dreams. And so my life's motto has always been, live your life with no regrets. Live your life with no regrets. And that has always been in like the back of my mind. So anytime I'm trying to make a decision in my life, and whether I'm analyzing it, and you know, sometimes when you are getting ready to make a decision, fear sets in, and you're like, oh no, I can't do this, or you know, I have X, Y, and Z problem that I won't be able to handle, or I have kids, or I have this, or I have to be a good wife, or I have to be a good, you know, a good daughter, or things like that. And those might be limiting beliefs, so that that keep you away from your goal. And sometimes people tell themselves those limiting beliefs so that they can almost feel safe, and that they can just stay stagnant, and again, cruise aimlessly through life. But that's you know, that's what ends up happening, is later on, you know, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, you have regret, because there was a decision that you could have made at a certain point in your life, and you you know, you didn't make that decision, or whatever, you know, for some reason you just sacrificed and then thought that this was the right thing to do. So live your life with no regrets. That's my biggest goal in my life, and so my biggest motto. And so anytime I have a decision that I need to make, and I'm sitting at a crossroad and I need to make a decision, I tell myself, okay, Anna, will you know, regret later on that you could have done this and you didn't do it? Or will you regret 10 years from now that, will this decision of me not following this dream of mine, or this desire of mine, not following that desire, will I have an ounce of regret even in my heart? And that's when I know, okay, nope, I don't want to have any regrets. Just, you know, move forward. This is what I'm going to do. And so that helps you with decision-making process, that helps you with goal-making process, and it helps you to stay focused on what you want in your harmony mindset at the end of the day, and how to get to this harmony mindset. When you're in this category of, you know, cruising aimlessly through life, feeling like you have no purpose, feeling like you have no goal, feeling kind of down about, you know, that I'm here to support everybody else, but why am I not supporting myself? Always have, create categories. So create categories in your life where, yes, I do want to be a support to my spouse. I do want to support his or her goals, and I do want to be a support to my kids and have a life, you know, help them plan their life out for, you know, their education and their spirituality and things like that. But always keep a category for yourself. Never ever neglect yourself. And the reason I'm saying don't neglect yourself is because your spouse or your kids, they're always watching you. So if you're going to be giving advice, especially to your children, if you're going to be giving life advice or guidance of, you know, you should do this, or you should aim for the stars, or you should be wonderful, and giving them motivational talk, but if they are seeing that you are not taking care of yourself, you are not following your dreams, your ambitions, then, you know, that advice falls short. They will realize that, hey, mom or dad isn't taking the advice themselves, so why are they giving me the advice? Must mean that, you know, they haven't practiced what they're preaching. And so it's better to follow your own advice and follow your own dreams and ambitions, goals, desires, so that your kids can see that. It's better for action speaks louder than words. So that your kids can actually see that you are on a path. So you focus on, you know, especially when your children are young, like obviously, you know, you have a lot of responsibilities that come with it, but don't let yourself go. Do not let yourself go, because your kids, you know, they will see this pattern growing up, that if you just aimlessly, you know, day by day just had no purpose, just get up, rinse, repeat, you know, what ends up happening is then they're watching all of that. And so if you want your children or even your spouse to respect you and to see you as a source of motivation or a source of, you know, someone to come for guidance to, you have to realize that you don't want to be stuck in this cruising aimlessly mindset. You have to get out of that mindset and get into a more harmony mindset, so that they're able to see you content, happy, and at peace. Another aspect of cruising aimlessly is being all talk and no walk. So I'm sure you've met people who are a lot of talk. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and there is no walk. They are not able to manifest, and they're not able to follow through with their goals. So be careful. That's like basically being stuck in quicksand, and you are just kind of spitting out your goals or your ambitions, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get this degree, and I'm gonna, you know, have this income and this job and this many kids and all that stuff. It's all talk, but if there's gonna be no walk with it, then that's the same thing as cruising aimlessly, not having any goals at all, because you are not able to manifest. So be very, when you are trying to get out of this mindset of cruising aimlessly and not having goals, begin to journal, begin to go inward first rather than outward. So rather than sharing everything, just, you know, verbatim, like just spitting it out and to everybody around you about your goals, rather go inward, go into your journal, go with your spouse, your closest companion, go to, you know, and to brainstorm and to think of ideas and how to what is the word, to brainstorm your ideas. So that's the first mindset, cruising aimlessly, or having an aimless mindset, not having a goal, not having a purpose, and feeling kind of sat on a low vibe. That low vibe is contagious. That low vibe is all around your surroundings, and everybody is kind of reflecting or absorbing off of it and seeing that this low vibe is, you know, not so great. The second mindset I wanted to share with you guys is the hustle mindset. So getting out of the cruising aimlessly mindset might throw you into the hustle mindset. And the hustle mindset has a purpose in life. It does serve you to a certain extent. but it comes with repercussions or consequences. So hustle mindset is when you have a tunnel vision, and that's when you just want to accomplish this one goal or these two goals, and it's very focused. But it requires so much energy that you might have to sacrifice other things in your life to get in the hustle, I guess you could say, and to get into this tunnel vision. And so in certain steps of your life, when you are trying to get out of things, or when you are trying to accomplish like major milestones in your life, yes, hustle mindset does help and does serve its purpose, but just realize it has consequences, and consciously tell yourself that once this 4-year degree is over, or once this whatever it is that your goal that has a time stamp on it is over, you need to get out of this hustle mindset. Because what ends up happening is if you stay in this hustle mindset for too long, you are kind of like driving up your hormones and your cortisol levels and your stress levels to a certain extent, which can serve you. So stress is not always a bad thing. So stress can serve you to get to your goals and to get to your your outcome. But what ends up happening is you get burnout, right? You get burnout, and sometimes that can just moving 5 steps forward, you're gonna end up taking 10 steps backward when you burn out. And then what ends up with burnout is not wanting to do anything at all. So be very careful when treading into the hustle mindset that you want to avoid burnout. You don't want that to happen to you. Another thing that happens in the hustle mindset is the need to always want the next greatest thing. So the next greatest vacation, or the next greatest promotion, or the next greatest. So there's this lack of satisfaction in the current state that you are. You always just want the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, the next car, the next iPhone, and so it just never ends. And that's the negative consequence of staying in the hustle mindset for too long, is you live a very unsatisfactory life. And you can see this in a lot of you hear celebrities who are very well off, but they're not happy. Why aren't they happy? I mean, somehow they weren't able to reach this harmony mindset, and they weren't able to get to happiness. And then I'll talk about harmony in a little bit, and why that's so different than hustle, is because in hustle, that I told you, it's very like linear and very like tunnel focused, tunnel vision. And what ends up happening is you might have to sacrifice certain aspects of your life. So when you are in the hustle mindset, like for example, I can say like, I want to get this degree. Let's just say, I mean, you guys know I love school, so I want to get this degree. So when you're in this hustle mindset, you might go into this tunnel, and then you might sacrifice your family, your health and things like that. And what ends up happening, your mental health and things like that. And what ends up happening is, instead of, once you receive your outcome or your goal, it might not even feel like an achievement anymore. It might feel like a sacrifice. And coming from, if you come from an immigrant family, you might hear of the word sacrifice and how it brings this negative connotation with it. But instead, it's all about the mindset, right? It's all about up here, that once you're in that hustle mindset, everything feels like a sacrifice, and everything feels like so negative, and I basically cut my heart out and put it on the table for you, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it doesn't really bring a very positive vibe to it. And that's where the harmony mindset, I'll come in and discuss a little bit about that, and why that feels much more positive and much more fulfilling, and much more like a sense of achievement, because you change the word sacrifice, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Along with the hustle mindset is this feeling of guilt. Sometimes what ends up happening is, like I said, you're so tunnel focused that you're letting go of family, and so you've heard things like mom guilt when you're working, and this kind of guilt. And so these feelings of guilt come in when you are in this hustle state and this like tunnel vision, because you're not balancing everything. You're not able to realize that there's different cups to fill, and that they all require your attention, and which is a balancing act for sure. But it's important to keep certain aspects of your life all fulfilled, rather than just focusing on one thing to the extent where you're neglecting everything else. And so that's the hustle mindset. It does serve a purpose in your life at a certain point in your life. Just don't stay in that hustle mindset. Time to figure out a way to get into the harmony mindset. So the first one I talked about was cruising aimlessly, having no goals at all. Hustle mindset is kind of like the total like 180, where you have a goal, but it's so laser focused where you are neglecting other aspects of your happiness and your other aspects of harmony. And so that's hustle mindset. And the third mindset that I wanted to share with you guys is harmony mindset. Harmony mindset is basically the road to happiness. That's where you are finding balance in all aspects of your life. You are constantly evaluating all aspects of your life. And yes, harmony aspect does require some work. I mean, it's where you are going inside your body, inside your heart, talking to yourself, whether it's through journaling or meditation or prayer or praying to God. You know, you are going inward and you are connecting with God, and you are trying to find balance in all of these aspects of your life. So when you're in this harmony mindset, you are looking for balance in your family life, in your career, in your finances, your physical health, your mental health, your spirituality, and other things that you find that are important to you. So your hobbies, or you know, whatever your passions are, those put a category for that. So imagine that they're all cups in your life, and you're just trying to keep them all balanced. And sometimes they'll go low and you just need to refill a little bit. But these are all cups in your life that you are trying to you know, pour the tea in, and trying to make sure that, you know, it stays balanced. Because you, as a human being, we are creatures of, you know, that need to be in a community and to be in a family and to be around people. And so we do need all these different aspects in our life to feel satisfied or feel a sense of achievement. So, you know, you're constantly assessing these different cups of family, career, finances, physical health, mental health, spirituality, hobbies, passions, creativity. You're constantly evaluating all these cups and trying to stay in this harmony mindset. So it's a little bit of a balancing act when you're seeking harmony. My lights just went out a little bit, so let me put it back on. So it's a little bit of a balancing act when seeking harmony, but the end result is a sense of contentment, a sense of peace, a sense of feeling like your heart is full, and just joy. So this is where your mindset switches, and instead of thinking of things as a sacrifice and thinking of it as something that's like a part of you is being taken away from you, rather you feel like actually these things are filling you. So these things are actually filling you up and filling your heart up, and that's where the harmony feeling and the feeling of positivity and the feeling of happiness comes in. Is when these achievements, or these, you know, these goals that you've created in your life, and these achievements that you've achieved in your life, yes, they required a little bit of hard work, or they required some sleepless nights when the baby is crying, or all these things, but you didn't sacrifice yourself. Rather, you filled yourself up. So it's a very different mind shift. It's basically you telling your brain to think of it differently and to think of things in a more positive fashion. So as women, I'm sure men too, we're taught to sacrifice our life, and in order to be a better mother, or a better parent, or a better spouse, you have to sacrifice part of yourself and to give it away to your children and to give it away to your spouse. Rather, instead, think of it this way, that those things bring value to your life. Your spouse brings value to your life and it fills you up. Your children bring value to your life. Your career brings value to your life and it fills you up. And these are all things that make you feel content, a sense of achievement, a sense of gratitude. So it's a different mindset. And this versus the hustle mindset I told you is, and versus the cruising aimless mindset. And so yeah, so sometimes hustle can be a stepping stone to get you to the harmony mindset. But harmony mindset should be your end goal, and that's where you want to reside in. That's the path you want to reside on. You don't want to be stuck on the cruising aimlessly mindset or the hustle mindset. Rather, you want to reside in the harmony mindset and the balanced mindset. Because you don't want to get sick. Like, you don't want to stay in this high stress environment and this and sometimes it's self-created high stress, where you create these stressors that aren't really there. And what ends up happening is you get sick and you live a very unsatisfied life. So yeah, so that's just a little bit of kind of what works for me, and how I'm trying to, you know, better myself every day. I've shared this with you guys, and reside in the harmony mindset, and having a sense of joy and a sense of gratitude every single day when I wake up. I mean, today it's raining and it's beautiful. The cool air is, you know, I have the windows open, cracked open, and the cool air is just, it's so refreshing after a couple of days of heat. So yeah, these are just small things that, you know, that you begin to appreciate in life when you are consciously telling yourself to get out of those other two mindsets and to head towards the harmony, balanced road to happiness. And I hope this is a little bit something that I can, you know, that I shared with you guys, and something that is helpful to you guys. You know, this is a little bit of self-development that I am trying to learn and trying to teach myself, trying to teach my family, and embody, and just you know, just stay happy. So this is something I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope you have some value from all of this. Stay blessed, stay in a harmony mindset, stay happy, and always evaluate your life to see that, am I balanced in all aspects of my life? Is everything taken care of? Don't neglect yourself. Do not neglect yourself. That is my biggest advice to you, especially as moms. Don't neglect yourself, because you know, that is the first step to keep all the other cups full, is to realize that I have been neglecting myself. Let me take care of it. Let me help myself. And then you're able to fill all those cups, and your family will thank you for it. You'll see that more things will come your way. This is law of attraction. More things will come your way. More exciting opportunities will come your way once you positively believe that you deserve them. You will get what you want. You will, you know, become what you want. You will achieve what you want. Anything you desire will be yours. So stay blessed and stay in a harmony mindset. Take care, guys. Subscribe.